So, it is now past midnight Mountain Time. So that means inmate number 163214's appeal deadline has came and went. Now, could he have filed something last minute and we won't hear about it until tomorrow? Yep, extremely possible, but also unlikely. I felt from the start that when he pled guilty, he was not going to appeal because he doesn't meet any of the criteria for the narrow appeals path that he has. He doesn't have ineffective counsel. He wasn't coerced into the plea deal, and the conditions of the plea weren't changed on him. So, with that said, unless something big and new comes up with the case, I will be pretty much stepping away from doing any videos and coverage of the case anymore. For almost 3 years, I have been fact-checking and debunking the rampant misinformation going around in this case. I felt it was a moral imperative, particularly because of being from the region, from having family members and friends in both Pullman and Moscow, from knowing people that knew the victims. So I felt I couldn't look the other way. And it was exhausting, but it's become worse since he pled guilty. It's ramped up to a fever pitch. And basically, my doctor told me that I've got to stop. My blood pressure has been running anywhere from 150 to 160 over 110. So I have to start reducing the stress in my life, and she believes that this case has been a big stressor because I've taken everything and internalized it. And it started to reach a boiling point for me when one of my family members' names was dragged into a case discussion, and somebody claiming that he was involved in a cover-up, even though he's defending somebody that's on the periphery that's not even directly involved with the case, but they believed he's involved in helping cover up for the Idaho 4 case. And also, another family member was recently having a crisis, and their information appeared in the daily call logs. And I saw another content creator trying to use those entries in the daily call logs for her own agenda. I wanted to reach out and wring her neck through the computer. And I'm not going to say anything further because I don't want people putting two and two together and finding names and doxing, because the so-called web sleuths have been irresponsible. And I'm not talking about real web sleuths, okay? The real web sleuths are like my friend Bowdy Movin'. If you haven't ever watched Don't Fuck With Cats, go watch it. She's a web sleuth. She's incredible. These other people, no, they're not web sleuths. They're bored housewives, bored construction workers, etc., that think they know more than the FBI, than ISP, than MPD, than forensic analysts, than coroners, than medical examiners, and think they're going to solve a case that's already been solved. And it's exhausting. And it's become like whack-a-mole. A new conspiracy theory comes out daily. You knock it down, 5 more come out. You debunk misinformation, and they just turn around and lie about somebody else, or make up false stories about the victims, about the survivors. So with that said, unless something major comes out with the story, I will not be doing any more videos on it. Today was my last day doing anything on it. I want to say thank you to the family members that have reached out to me, that have trusted me to talk to me, to family members of the survivors that have talked to me, to friends of the victims and survivors, and to everybody I've met in this true crime community, and to the victims' families and the survivors and their families. If there's ever anything I can do for you, let me know, please. You will always be in my hearts. I will always be thinking of you. And I'm not going to leave the true crime community. I'm still interested in cases in my area. I might start getting interested in some cases across the country, but I've always just kind of been focused on things in my own area over here, out in my neck of the woods. But so thank you to everybody that has followed me and watched all my videos on this. I truly thank and love all of you. But let's just remember, as I close out this video, the whole reason for this and for what I do and for what a lot of you in the true crime community do is Kaylee, Maddie, Xana, Ethan, and Dylan and Bethany. I want to be